everyone.
Hiya.
Thanks for checking in with us here at Minnesota Medleys. I am still Travis.
Yes, you are, and I'm
Who are
still
you still?
Jess.
Still
I'm
Jess.
still Jess.
We're the Stills.
No,
And
we're not.
yeah, again, welcome back. If you haven't gone and checked in with minnesotamedleys.podbean.com, do it soon. We're getting a nice little backlog or a nice stockpile of episodes for you to catch up on. The double issue of the Halloween. Episodes were an absolute blast to do.
So much fun.
Yeah, Johnsdale Paranormal, Justin Miner from over there, and of course a couple of the folks over at Twin Cities Paranormal Society as well were just excellent. We are today exploring Marshall, Minnesota.
Marshall, Minnesota, in that southwestern
Very southwestern
area, Redwood River area.
Yeah.
That's a part of the state that I really haven't frequented much.
Nope. I've driven through it.
Yeah, like on the way to South Dakota, near there, I guess. I haven't driven through it,
Right.
but I'm familiar with that part of the state only because of On My Way to South Dakota.
Yeah. I need to make it a point to visit these places because I think it's very easy to think of a getaway in Minnesota, and there's nothing wrong with this, but people go up north.
Yep.
And that kind of thing. And the Southwest happens to have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
It's different topography.
It really is. I was going to say it's
feel.
much more of a prairie type of view down there.
Yep.
It's flatter.
Flatter. Some people talk about driving through those flat areas, how it's, so boring to them and that kind of thing. There is something I think very beautiful
Yes.
about cornfields or wheat
So
or
much
alfalfa
sky.
just going to the horizon.
Yeah.
Somewhere where you can actually watch storms approach.
Yeah.
It's
Ooh, that's something I hadn't thought of. We got to take a trip out
there
western
you go.
Minnesota
Yeah,
to just watch
during
storms.
storm season.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have a tendency to come right along I-90. Or not far off of the interstate anyway.
Well, it's where they get the best mileage.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they
They can
hit
travel
cruise
faster.
control.
Otherwise, they got to slow down so much, and then they just lose their force.
Yeah, and there's
But
stop signs.
yeah, like you say, we kind of have a tendency to just go up the eastern side of Minnesota and down, down to Rochester and Red Wing, Winona, all that, and then here.
and I mean, we can only speak for ourselves.
That's what it is.
But I we need to expand our horizons and we had the opportunity. Oh, I should mention too. This, of course, talking about Marshall and our special guest. We are always welcoming suggestions from Minnesota Medleys listeners about a town you'd like to see us take a closer look at and feature. And we're usually pretty good at hunting down people from those towns who are happy to talk about it. And so that's one of our ongoing mini series is Minnesota towns, but of course Minnesota resorts as well.
Yeah.
We do have one in the wings we're working on finishing up, but that's another one. Please email us, tell us about a resort we should contact and learn more about and feature, because we want people out exploring this great state, and you're gonna need somewhere to stay. So that, of course, is Minnesota Medleys at gmail.com.
That's right.
And we spoke to Cassie Weiss, the director of Visit Marshall, an organization that does all things Marshall. They have an amazing website, visitmarshallmn.com.
Super navigable.
Yeah, visitmarshallmin.com. Check them out. If you want to know what's going on in Marshall, fall, spring, summer, winter, what have you, they tell you what events are going on, festivals, that kind of thing. And it's a really good website worth checking out.
Want to know where you can stay with your pets? They can point you in the right direction.
Yeah,
there
I thought
too.
that was a really neat thing too. You love the state park down there?
You
were
know,
looking into
I
that.
think it's just, again, like you're saying, and I agreed, different topography. And
Mm-hmm.
the state parks we're used to going to are the ones that are on the eastern side of the state here.
Yep.
When we go together.
Yeah.
I've been down to Whitewater in the more southeastern part of the state,
Mm-hmm.
but never out southwestern. And they've got a state park out there, Camden State Park,
Yep.
that I don't know, just
Looks
we
beautiful.
touched on it briefly
Yeah.
in our interview, but I perused a little bit more, and they've got an upper and lower campground,
Mm-hmm.
and they've got the Redwood River, which is hard for me to say, but
Okay.
I want to say Redwood, you know, all the
Close
R's
enough.
I can.
Yep.
But you know how to decipher that, right? They've got tons of trails down there.
Yeah.
There's the I lost it, but or a trail, not a state trail, the Dakota Valley Trail, and it starts in one area and it ends at the Camden State Park.
Okay.
And then they have, I thought this was so cool. They have the Camden Regional Bike Trail, Redwood River State Water Trail. I was like, a water trail?
I always think
Does
that's
that
the
go
coolest
along
concept.
the river? But no, it's
No,
for
it is-
kayaks and canoes.
Yeah.
It's actually the river.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of have a trail,
Well, they're
so
mapped
to
out,
speak. Yeah.
and they're yeah. It's.
I think
yeah.
that's a great idea to kayak or canoe it. And yeah, just very cool. Very
neat area.
cool.
Well, we should let the professional
Yes.
talk about this. That, of course, again is
You don't want to
Cassie-
listen to us ramble on.
Cassie Weiss, with whom we spoke, and she heads up Visit Marshall. Their website is visitmarshallmin.com. So enjoy learning a little more about Marshall, Minnesota. And we are here with Cassie Weiss, who is the director of Visit Marshall. Visit Marshall has a dynamite website, visitmarshallmin.com. You got to check it out.
It is fantastic.
Cassie, welcome. Thanks
Welcome.
for doing this.
Yeah. Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We're glad you're here.
I had just told you a few minutes ago before we started with the official interview, I am so blown away by your visitmarshallmin.com website.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. We spent a lot of time on it. We have a great website group that helps us build it and helps us develop pages, and they're just super talented, and we're lucky to have them. So I'm glad you guys
That's
like
great.
it, and I hope everyone who's listening will go check it out.
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
definitely.
We have to make sure we mention it a couple of times during
Yes.
this interview. That we do have links directly to visitmarshallmin.com
Mm-hmm.
on our Facebook page, and click on it, check it out. You'll learn a lot.
As I was perusing it, just made me want to take a road trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on down. You're welcome
It'd be
anytime.
so fun.
Well, but since we've got you here now, we will save people the trip to the website for now. I want to ask you, what's a strong draw to the Marshall area?
That's a great question. I think first thing would be we just have a amazing downtown scene.
Uh-huh.
So many shops, coffee shops, locally owned restaurants. Our city hall was just renovated downtown, and they put this beautiful terrace in next door to it where we have live music. But it's just, there's murals on every side street. It's just a beautiful scene. Kind of out of like we're getting close to Christmas, dare I say, like a
Yeah.
Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's just beautiful. I mean, there's so much to do down there, so many cute shops.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, restaurants. And then the second thing I would put is Camden State Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I know tons of people love to hit up all the state parks, and
Mhm.
we're just so lucky to have Camden, 5 minutes away from us. It's so beautiful. There's hikes that follow the river that go through the prairies. There's a swimming pond, a beautiful cabin that you can rent out. Just a lot of
Oh,
really
excellent.
cool features.
That's
Yes.
yeah. Well, and I was actually before we contacted you, I was on visitmarshallmin.com, and under the play header, two things there. One is Guide to Camden State Park. I went over onto that, and yeah, it covers all the activities for each season too. Things that are
Right.
available to do there, and then lodging within the park, camping, of course, and yeah, awfully nice to have a beautiful state park right there. And then also under play is Experience Christmas in Marshall.
Another
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
thing that we love.
Yeah, another thing that we
Yes.
love, because Jess and I love camping, and we absolutely adore Christmas. So
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
checking this out.
Yeah, there's our. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But we
Yeah.
got a lot of awesome holiday things going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Super. I will say this. When I was looking at the website just before we were chatting with you, I said to Travis, cute little small town like Main Street. I love
Yes.
downtown Main Street sorts of just those areas in towns. So much character, and you can tell that there's history that
Yeah.
is kept alive by just the way that Main Street appears. It's
Yeah.
just so excellent. I just love
Yeah,
that.
we actually have a history walk that goes downtown, and there are these huge, like platforms that show you. So you look across the street, and it actually shows you what it used to look like back in the day.
Fun.
Oh,
I
that's a
think
very
there's
cool
four
idea.
of them just downtown that are really cool. Our Lyon County
great.
Museum has put those in. And it's just a great way to like naturally walk around and see what the history looks like. We also have a beam from the Twin Towers in a park right by our downtown called the 9/11 Memorial.
Oh, wow.
And then they've actually added on, and it's a Veterans Memorial Park now as well. And a local welder made this huge, gigantic, beautiful kind of arch that sits next to the beam, and it's really incredible. Obviously, we aren't in New York, but it's a really cool way to honor all the people whose lives that were lost.
Definitely.
And it's right across the street from our downtown, so it's a really, really cool park.
Wow.
What a neat
Tribute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
really neat. You were talking about the history platforms and that kind of thing. We're based out of Stillwater, Minnesota, a ton of history as well. And the first thing you said, or when you said the thing about the platforms, I thought, oh, what a neat thing for visitors to look at. But I have found, Jess and I have found in Stillwater how much there is we don't know about our own town. So that's got to be a really neat thing for residents of Marshall.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And we've grown up here. Did you grow up in Marshall?
I did not.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
But I think that is really a testament to the town that a transplant, if you would, has fallen in love and just you want to keep things moving and growing and share about this town that is home.
Yeah, for sure. I moved here in 2011. I went to school at SMSU, and I just fell in love with the town. I tried to move away to another bigger city, and I was like, no, this is not the life for me. So came right back.
Oh, that's awesome.
That says a lot.
Speaking of people out of town coming to visit Marshall, they're going to want to eat.
Of course.
You had mentioned a lot of local eateries, that kind of thing. Are there any real standouts in your mind? Any popular places?
Yeah, this is a really tough question for me because, like, I love food a lot. So, like, I need some specifics of what you are looking for, and I can give you, like, Marshall has it.
Okay.
So we have 20 what we call only in Marshall restaurants, like over 20 restaurants that are locally owned and that you can only eat at in Marshall.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so I mean everything American, Mexican, Latin, Thai, South Asian, fancy sit downs, cafe vibe, street food vibe. Like, we have it all. Probably our most unique thing that, like, if people have one meal in Marshall,
Yeah.
I usually tell them to go to the Varsity Pub and Extra Innings.
Yes,
And
I saw that one.
they serve something called a panino.
Oh.
So a panino is like a wrap,
Okay.
but the wrap part of it is like deep fried.
Ooh.
So it's like this amazing homemade dough, deep fried, and then wrapped up with tons of different options. There's probably 20 different paninos that you can get. Their number one seller is a buffalo chicken.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay.
And it is, I'm trying not to drool over
Right.
here.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
All right.
so good.
And that of course that would be under the healthy options on the menu. I'm
Yes.
sure you
Of
see
course.
the deep fry- of course.
I mean, let's be honest. When we're going out to eat, we're not really trying to eat healthy.
Right.
No,
Especially on
and
vacation.
and if one is trying, you're probably going to fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so the paninos, good to know. Good to know.
Yes. We
it-
also
yeah.
have a local brewery in town too, so that's kind of cool for us. They have a great patio, and they also serve food, so it's
Okay.
also unique for a brewery. Not a lot of breweries sell food, and our brewery has a full restaurant with it. So
Well, that's excellent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the Brow Brothers?
yes, Brow Brothers
Okay,
Brewery. Yep.
Ask me where I learned that fact.
Could it have been?
On
Happened to
that
be
website?
Yeah.
on your website.
Okay.
Visit marshallmin.com. Yep, I sure did. I pulled it up. It's that easy. Festivals in Marshall. I saw a couple of things. One was called Prairie Jam. That looks like that.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of festivals, fairs, that kind of thing?
Yeah, we have a lot of local events in town. Probably our three big tourist ones. The first one is Prairie Jam, the one that you just brought up. We
Yeah.
actually host that event.
Okay.
It's on the campus of SMSU, out on the football stadium, and it's a concert.
Okay.
So we had Tyler Farr our first year, and then we had Eli Young Band this last year, and it was so much fun.
Okay.
So we are doing it in 2024.
Okay.
This is the first announcement.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
Yeah, big deal.
Yes, it
Very
But I
good.
don't have an artist, so I
Okay.
can't tell anyone that.
Okay.
Okay, but
But we
it's
are going to host again, so that's exciting.
That is
super. And
you know,
those prices look
I was
really
just
great.
going to say that. I pulled up the thing about this, and
Yeah.
they're showing the ticket prices. It's nice to see affordable concerts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Live
Yeah.
music can get out of control.
Yeah. So we're close to like Sioux Falls. Obviously, people go to Fargo, Mankato, the cities for concerts,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they're spending $300 on tickets. And we just
Right.
found, like, if we're in a smaller community, let's get, still a good artist, but a little bit smaller of an artist, and just have really affordable tickets for, visitors coming
Yeah,
in.
that's
Hopefully
nice.
they'll stay in a hotel when they're here. And obviously our hotels are going to be a little bit cheaper too than going to Mankato, Sioux Falls, Brookings. So just giving people a more affordable way to see an event and do it in our community instead of going to a bigger city. So
Right.
Yeah. And speaking of hotels, another compliment to your website here, visit marshallmin.com, is under the stay tab, you have hotels, camping, and then the third one down is pet-friendly hotels.
Oh,
what
yes.
a nice thing to have there for people. That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah, it's a big trend in tourism right now, traveling with your pets, but we're also a huge hunting community too.
Oh, okay.
A lot of hunters are looking for that pet-friendly hotel. So that's kind of where it originated from, but then it also just kind of crossed over into some other good information.
Yeah,
but
no, that's
Absolutely
very good
does.
point.
yeah.
The,
I have a couple other
Please.
festivals. Sorry.
No.
So one is Sounds of Summer. That's probably our biggest one. It happens in August. It's funny. We always joke like we call it Sounds of Summer, but it's really the end of summer, and it kind of closes summer out.
Okay.
But that's kind of like our community festivals. We have live music, bounce houses, food trucks, parades.
Oh, how fun.
The tractor pull, all that fun stuff.
And that's like a kind of like an extended weekend kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday is kind of when we have events. Friday is more of a family kid type event, and then Saturday is more concert adult type event.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We,
And then
yeah,
the holidays, you know, that's coming up. So we have our Light Up the Night, which is a holiday light festival that happens at Independence Park in town.
Okay.
It's actually a fundraiser for our local Prairie Home Hospice and Community Care.
Okay.
They do a big kickoff event on November 24th, lighted parade that goes from downtown to the park, and then they turn the lights on. They have live music, carriage rides, hay rides. It's really, really fun. And then that actually goes through like December 19th. They'll have activities every weekend.
Okay.
And then the lights will stay on through January 1st.
Love that.
Okay. That sounds like so much fun. Talk about just that hometown Christmassy, just togetherness, community. Community comes to mind.
Yeah, my favorite is the horse-drawn carriage rides.
Oh.
It's like $10 for your family to get on this carriage and go around the park. It is so cute.
That is
well,
really,
and what
really
a wonderful way to raise funds for the hospice program. You know, it's just light and hope, and just really it goes together very well. Very well.
Yeah. This is like their 6th year, I think, that they've done it. And it's just grown and grown and gotten better and better. So it's really great event, and we're really excited for it to get kicked off.
That's fun. I pulled up here on your website something called the Christmas Tree Walk too.
Oh yes, yeah. So that happens at the Lyon County Museum.
Okay.
Different businesses actually decorate a tree at the museum. Okay. So you go in, and the whole museum just has trees everywhere. And then you vote by donating to different trees, and whatever tree raises the most money wins.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, we participated one time, and let's just say our Boulder Estates, which is our senior living center, kicked the crap out of us. They spent hours on their decor, and we spent minutes. So we decided we're just going to let them win.
Well, that was very, very nice of you to let the elderly.
They were very talented.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Gotta love it.
That's fun. So if somebody is going to visit Marshall, when do you think is like the perfect time of year? You know, is there a particular season? Should they be timing it with a festival? Should, you know, like if you could design a getaway for someone, how would you construct that?
I mean, fall is so beautiful all over in Minnesota. So my first initial thought is fall. Okay. And then we also have so many great events that happen in the fall. So you're really highly likely to run into an event if you just plan a weekend in the fall. You know, Prairie Jam takes place during that time. We have an Arts and Living History Festival. Our farmers market is going on. We have SMSU, which has football, volleyball, soccer going on. You're probably going to run into an event happening if you come in the fall. And, you know, back to Camden, the hikes there in the fall are just gorgeous. It doesn't get any better. So,
all right. And now I got to ask you, what's for you an ideal day out in Marshall, or a night out, or both? Yeah. In case the day, you know, spills into the evening.
Yep. So it kind of depends. So I have a 2-year-old son. So if I have my kiddo with me, I'm probably going to go to Camden State Park. Let him, like, you know, run some energy off. Our Lyon County Museum, I would take him there. They have a third floor exhibit that just got redone about 2 years ago.
Okay.
It's fully interactive, so it's kind of like gives a little bit of a children's museum vibe,
Yeah.
Nice.
which is really fun. So
Yeah.
he loves that. Now, if I'm on like a date night with my husband, we love a progressive date night. So we'll go have drinks at one place,
Good for
apps
you.
at the next,
That's
dinner at the next, and dessert
Perfect.
at the last. So
perfect.
That sounds awesome.
yeah, that's where I said, like, I'm a foodie. I love food, but I don't want to just pick one spot in Marshall because I want to eat at all of them.
Right.
Right.
Well, and that's kind of fun to make it progressive because then you change your drinks and apps to a different restaurant the next
Yes.
time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you kind of change your
Exactly.
course.
That is
So
a
that's
really
great
unique,
idea.
fun way to do things.
Yeah. And once you get downtown, you can pretty much walk too. So,
Okay.
you know, not every restaurant is downtown, but we usually try to plan it where, you know, our last couple are downtown and then, you know, maybe we bar hop a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we actually have a new axe throwing company that's going to open downtown as well.
Okay.
Fun.
I think they just announced it's like November 16th is their first day. So they're taking reservations.
Coming up.
So that'll get added onto my list as well.
Yes. And do they plan to offer food and beverages and things or just
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
They'll have some food. There's a restaurant attached, so I think maybe that restaurant is doing some of the food, and then they're doing like some charcuterie boards.
Oh, fun.
But they will have a full bar as well. So
They should do a charcuterie axe. And then you get to throw it
Served
after
on
you
the head of the axe.
Yes.
that,
Yeah.
I love that.
There you go.
I'm gonna tell him that
Yeah.
immediately.
This has been
Oh.
very educational, and
Yeah.
Now I'm excited to go visit.
we're just
Yeah.
gonna have to
Yeah.
get
Well,
down
let
there.
me
have to
know
have
when
it.
you come, because I can,
For
you know,
sure.
come eat with you guys.
Yeah.
Love it. We would definitely call you. Definitely.
Help us with some research.
Cassie,
Yeah.
we need you.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I said if you tell me what you're feeling like, I have a spot for you.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
that's perfect. So we once again just want to encourage our listeners to go to visit marshallmin.com or just go straight to the link that we've got on our Facebook page too, and our
Hashtag only in Marshall.
hashtag only in
Yes.
Marshall. That's right. Cassie, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you
been
guys for
great.
having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, this has been
Wonderful.
fun. Thank you, and we'll see you down in Marshall one of these days.
Yes,
Most
can't wait to meet you
definitely.
guys in person.
All right.
Thanks, Cassie.
Thank you. Well, there it is.
Our thanks to Cassie Weiss to taking the time and sharing with us the town that she obviously loves very much, and I understand why.
It was fun chatting with her.
It was. And so we are going to be wrapping it up here. Again, we want to remind everyone, think about towns in Minnesota that you love and you'd like to see featured here on Minnesota Medleys, and then email us at minnesotamedleys@gmail.com. And then perhaps while you're thinking about towns to visit, where do you like staying across Minnesota? We're looking at resorts in Minnesota. So yeah, let us know a resort we should cover as well. Do visit minnesotamedleys.podbean.com. Check out a few episodes we've done in the past. We've got a nice
Download 'em,
catalog.
share 'em.
Yeah, share them would be great. So thank you very much again. Thanks to Cassie Weiss with Visit Marshall. We will see you all very soon.
Until next time, toodaloo.